What's going on, everybody? So in this video, I want to talk about some recruiting news from the Florida Gators and the Florida Gators' upcoming game against the Georgia Bulldogs. So the Florida Gators got another commitment this week, and it was a flip from the Florida Gators' rival, the Florida State Seminoles. They were able to flip Roderick Kearney, a 4-star interior offensive lineman in the class of 2023. He is 6'4", 300 pounds. He is nationally ranked 123rd overall. And this is a huge commit. Everyone was talking about, we need offensive line in the 2023 class. And the Florida Gators went and flipped Roderick Kearney. The first of possibly many commits this week. Of course, October 27th, the big commitment that everyone keeps waiting for, Cormani McClain, the #1 defensive back in the 2023 class. I'm really hoping he chooses the Florida Gators. It looks like all signs are pointing right now. So, a big week, a lot of positives right now from the Florida Gators leading up to this weekend as the Florida Gators take on the Georgia Bulldogs. So I want to talk a little bit about that. Now, Florida is a 22.5-point underdog against the Georgia Bulldogs. I believe the Florida Gators are going to have the best game plan that they can against the Georgia Bulldogs. That's the only thing I have to believe, with Billy Napier, if he's this offensive guru that everyone keeps saying, if you give him 2 weeks to prepare for a team, I feel like the offense has got to be better. I feel like Anthony Richardson, I feel like Anthony Richardson is going to be the X factor, and I believe everyone knows that. What Anthony Richardson are we going to see? Are we going to see the Tennessee Anthony Richardson whenever he played against them, whenever he had like 500 yards of total offense? Or are we going to see the Kentucky Anthony Richardson? So, I feel like these past 2 weeks, maybe Anthony Richardson has gotten some confidence. Hopefully that's the only thing I could hope at this point in time. And but if I'm Billy Napier and I'm talking to the players, like, let's just go out, let's execute defense, let's get off the field on third downs. The Florida Gators are one of the worst, if not the worst, third down defense in college football, and I think the opposing team is converting 54% conversion rate on third downs. And I've seen a 3rd and 23 or 3rd and 27, and there's a corner right there ready to tackle a wide receiver, and all he's got to do is make a tackle when he blows right by him, and they convert a 3rd and 20 something. It's definitely mind-boggling. Do I believe the Florida Gators are going to win? I don't, even as a fan. I'll admit it. But do I think they're going to get run off the field like they were last year? I don't. I know, we all seen the Kirby Smart halftime speech whenever he said he wants to break them, he wants to do all that. I believe the Florida Gator players should play that over and over and over and hear those words from Georgia's head coach Kirby Smart. And really let that sink in, especially the players that were there last year. Like, that's what he said about us. That's what he said about y'all. They got over y'all last year. They were 100% better. They were the better team, and but they really need to replay what Kirby Smart said at halftime. And it's out there. It's on my channel. I see people are starting to watch it again. I put it on there. I didn't take no offense to it. I was like, hey man, he's out there kicking. He kicked Florida's ass. I mean, I can't say nothing about it, but the Florida Gators need to use that as fuel. Florida needs to use everything that they got to compete against Georgia this Saturday. And, Georgia's had 2 weeks to prepare as well. I believe Kirby Smart's going to have a great game plan. He knows what Florida is capable of. He knows what Anthony Richardson is capable of if he is that confident quarterback that we have seen at times. He's inconsistent, wildly inconsistent, but, he can make some spectacular plays on you. I don't care what defense it is. And, this Georgia defense that Georgia has right now is not the same defense that Anthony Richardson faced last year. So, I think the Florida Gators just need to play loose offensively, defensively, just execute, make the tackles. Stetson Bennett is going to be a guy where he's going to go to his tight ends a lot in this game. I feel like the Florida Gators are going to have a rough time covering. And that's no knock on really the Florida Gators defense, man, Georgia's got some stud tight ends, and it's going to be difficult covering those guys. And I anticipate Georgia using their tight ends a lot as they have throughout the season. So, but it's going to be interesting this Saturday. I won't be able to go live on this channel during the game, but I will go live during halftime and maybe here and there. And, I just do not think it's going to be a repeat of last year. I don't think Florida Gators is going to be – the game's going to be over in the second quarter. I feel like Florida has, something to prove to themselves. They are 4-3 right now. They've played a rough schedule. They played LSU at a time when LSU is starting to peak. They're starting to play better. You see this LSU team. They are just, holy cow, they are playing really good football. Tennessee, they are undefeated, getting a big win over Alabama. They play Georgia in a couple weeks. And, Florida's had a rough schedule. So, yes, they're 4-3, but other than maybe the LSU game when they were down by 21 in the fourth quarter, which Florida did come back in that fourth quarter, really Florida hasn't been blown out, and they've played really good teams. So, I feel like Georgia should not sleep on Florida, which Georgia fans are going to go, we're going to beat you by 40. That's fine. But I do need to remind everyone, this isn't the NFL. This is college football. Anything can happen on any given Saturday in college football. That's what makes college football so great. And it will always, listen, I watch the NFL. It will always be better than the NFL. The atmosphere, you got the student section going crazy. You got the band playing. To me, it's always going to be better than the NFL. But man, anything can happen on any Saturday. And crazy things have happened in college football just this year alone. So it'll be interesting. In Jacksonville, the world's largest outdoor cocktail party. And it's going to be a good time. 2:30 Central Time, mid-afternoon. We'll see. But hey, I will see y'all this Saturday. I appreciate y'all watching this channel. Don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well. I appreciate it. Y'all have a great one.